It is true that there are a lot of companies, if you are on social media, Facebook, God forbid you click on a link anywhere on the web, because the next thing you know, you're getting all these ads for, I can install your shower in a day and it's not very expensive and let me send you a quote. So we went through that, but we did want to convert a bathroom to a shower. We actually have 3 of them, and it was overwhelming in that, how did I know if this company was local? How did I know if this company wasn't some type of shell of a company that was using local contractors to show up at my house? That made us very, very comfortable. So once I found Optum and I had a couple conversations, I was immediately put at ease in that this is a company that's been doing it 30 or 40 years, local to the Phoenix area. And that right there made my wife and I feel much, much better. So, after that, they came out on site twice, I think. Once to do measurements and quote, another time to come back and make sure the measurements, kind of measure twice, cut once. I appreciated that because we wanted the work done correctly the first time. And it was a great experience all the way around. I can't say no. So I wish I remembered my installer's name, but when this person showed up, he was also the person that came in and did a second measurement. And then he showed up the 3 or 4 days later to do the conversion. And I got to talking to him. He was very friendly, which was great. And I think he has done some ungodly number of these conversions. And so again, I'm like, well, okay, I'm in great hands. This guy has done this many, many, many times before. He knows what he's doing. He articulated that to me, and he just has the process down. Put us at ease, and he just did a great job. We really enjoyed it. Pricing was very fair. We didn't feel the need to go out and get a bunch of bids, which was great. We thought it was going to be 8 to 12 weeks of lead time before the install was done, and it was done in like a week or 10 days, and I don't think that's the norm, but that was a nice experience. I'm sorry, I can't think of anything that you guys could do a better job. It was efficient, you know what you're doing, and it was a good experience all the way around, to the point where we're going to do a couple more of these here in the near future. Of course I would. We show people our new bathroom because it is awesome. I mean, our teenage boy, one of 4, loves it, and he's told his friends about it, and their parents have come over and we've showed them. So absolutely, I think this is something that a lot of people would like to do, and I think sharing my experience about how easy and painless it was is going to put their mind at ease and hopefully get them calling Optum to do the same thing that we did. If you're wondering if it's worth it, I would say absolutely. Is it going to add value to the home in excess of what you spent? I would say yes, especially if your home is 22 years old. It was time to do these upgrades, and we're going to get every penny out of it, plus probably a little more. So get it done.
My wife and I went to the home show over at the stadium.
Oh, nice.
And we were just walking through, like everybody, and came upon his display and started talking. And we had thought we wanted to do the shower.
Yeah. Awesome.
Decided to get several bids, so we had him come over and inspect and give us some estimates. And we had another company that never showed up, never called, never texted.
Yeah.
So he lost, and you guys won. I think a combination of things. One was the quality of the product, and the thoroughness of the job that they explained, and how they were going to do everything from step one right to the very completion. And the price was good too. You know, it was very competitive,
Nice.
very, very reasonable, and they had good financing, so that all helped. And the whole package put together really convinced us that we should go with you guys. Well, it was very smooth. Once again, they kept in contact with us all the time, emails, texts, phone calls, and then when the date was set for the job to start, he was here. The guy that did the tear out and install was terrific. I was surprised there was only one person. I thought there'd be two people. Turned out there was only one guy, but he didn't need any help. And he took it right down to the cinder block walls, actually, and redid the entire enclosure. Jackhammered up the floor to move the drain. He found some things that were done 40, 50 years ago that were wrong. They used plywood instead of backer board. It was probably a handyman that did the shower. He also discovered that the shower had been installed in 1961. That's how long it's been since anything was done in there. We've only been in the house a few years.
Yeah.
So he corrected all those mistakes, moved the drain, like I said. Did a fantastic job. I kept asking him, if you need a pair of hands, I'm here to help. He never needed a bit of help.
Yeah.
Cleaned up after he was done. It was perfect.
Perfect.
Showed us everything. When he got all done, he let us watch. You know, he didn't hide anything. So everything was above board, and just a really good process. 2 days, just a little over 2 days, and everything was finished.
Awesome.
Great, and the finished product was fantastic.
Awesome.
I would, and everybody that's asked us about this process, we've told them who you are. We have cards, we can pass that information on.
Awesome.
And we highly encourage everybody to get a hold of you because we were really happy with the end product.
Awesome.
I think you excelled in every aspect of this process. From the genuine concern that the product would be right for us and the job would be done right, to making sure that they didn't disrupt our life at all or as little as necessary. And their obvious concern for us, it was not about them, it was about us. So we were very appreciative of that.
Thank
Well, really, it was the windows and the sales presentation. And, you know, I know that I could stand next to my windows before and I could just feel the heat coming through. And when we had his presentation of the windows and how they want different thicknesses and stuff, I could tell that it would stop the heat. And that has been my experience even after the windows are installed, they're not as hot. And the sound quality, I wasn't sure how much that was going to be, but I used to be able to hear the freeway, and now I don't hear it at all. And then a friend of mine asked me about my pool pumps. I'm like, oh yeah, you're right, I don't hear those either. Yeah, it was, I mean, I went through a lot of different window vendors, and from the beginning of the sales presentation, I was very impressed with that. Obviously, they made the sale. And then they said it would be 4 to 6 weeks to get the windows, and it was, which I was expecting that to be delayed, but there was none of that. And when the guys showed up, they were very professional. We went through what we were going to do and what the plan was, and they just went to town and then cleaned up after themselves. I don't find any, like some contractors I had over here had cigarette butts and stuff like that I find laying around. None of that. They cleaned up every day, and it was very, very positive experience. I really don't know. I mean, it really exceeded my expectations from start to finish. So just keep up doing what you're doing. Yeah, I would definitely reach out to Optimal and get their take on, look at their products, and presentation and whatnot, and then make a decision from there. I know.
I went through 3 different guys before I went with Optum, and the reason why I went with Optum was that my uncle had previously done his bathroom with Optum, and he said that you guys were trustworthy and able to do things the right way. And he was very important to tell me that things need to be bonded and insured, and that when you looked at the estimate, it shows you exactly what is being priced out. The other 2 guys I had seen, when you asked for the estimate, it was all like encoded. It didn't say, okay, here's a wall, here's a bathtub. So I went with the one that gave a real estimate. And he was very important to tell me that things need to be bonded and insured, and that I also just in general liked the attitude of the seller, Jacob. He was very positive throughout the process and was careful to understand my needs for the bathroom itself. It's great. It's like a spa. I can take a bath and then jump in the shower to rinse off the tub of water, and it's just 100%. He was very, very nice. He explained to me how long it might take, and then he went into a little bit of what he was going to do. But the thing that really mattered to me was that I could come in here at any point during the reno and ask him what he was up to and what he was working on. And it wasn't like, I didn't feel like he was upset by me coming into his workspace or anything like that. He was very open to telling me where he was in the process and what he was doing. I think that just from the beginning to the end, everybody was real positive and wanted to help me get to the end of the reno so that I could have the bathroom that I wanted. You guys were extremely accommodating when I decided to move the tub back and forth. I thought that was going to be something that you guys would be upset about, and it was not a problem. It was just sending somebody back out too, and he take measurements again. Did what he had to do, and now I have this beautiful bathroom.
I think a lot of it may have even been the fact that I used the company before and they were very good at that time, and the pricing of it. Being on a fixed income, I had to watch what the price was going to be, but I got all kinds of discounts that were able to help me through that stage. And the young man was able to go through all the different types of doors that they had and give me one that matched the windows that they had put in a few years before, which are kind of like an arch type windows. So there's arch windows now on the door, and it makes the entryway not be so dark. I think I first came upon Optum at one of those home shows that they have every once in a while. So this round, the young man was able to show me the different doors and how they're so much better than the big box stores, and were able to get me what I needed to replace the doors that were in there before. When it came to the previous stuff, the windows, they were able to show me and get me the windows that matched what the house is and the age of the house. Didn't show as much as it did with the previous ones. All the people that came through and chatted with me or came by the house or over the phone were able to give me a good experience with them. They showed respect when they came in and took care of things in a timely manner, and were able to answer all my questions in an understandable way. That was so fast and efficient. There was 2 young men that were here, and they took out the old door in about 20 minutes, and then it took about 3 hours to get the new door in there, and with me sitting on the sidelines kind of watching what they were doing just to see. Did a lot of leveling. Being an older house, things have shifted through the years, so they got it all in shape and installed it, and they had touch-up paint where they may have scraped it as they were installing it, and they did a really good, cleaned up after themselves, outside and inside, and chit-chatted a little bit with me to keep me relaxed, having people in the house, and it was an enjoyable time. This round, I received a brand new double front door. The one that was on there was a good 60 years old because that's the age of the home. And this was a bright new purple one. Other products that I've received are pretty much every window in the house over the last 5 or 10 years. I've received at different times different windows.
Well, I was looking for solar, and I wanted a company that was local, and I wanted a company that had a history, and that they took care of their customers. So that's why I picked you guys. Really, what's the product? How it was explained to me how the actual windows were developed or built, put together. That it was an Arizona company. It was made in Arizona for Arizona. That kind of stuff. Not something that came from around the country or around the world for that matter. Very informative. They were up front and told me what the process was going to be, and they were very prompt, which is great. Outstanding. I don't have flawless. I don't even have any. I got a letter that said that the HOA approved the install. That's all I remember. So obviously I had zero. I had very little impact with it. So it was good. Oh, it was outstanding. They showed up on time. They were very tidy and courteous, and very they did it in a timely manner, and outside of. It was a really big job. Obviously, they were here, but you couldn't tell they were here. They just did their job, told me what they were going to be doing, and they left. They cleaned everything up nice and tidy, and they left. It was outstanding. It has been a welcome to my house. I've really liked the decision that I made. I can definitely tell the difference that before and after, definitely. No, I don't think so. No. I think it was pretty forward and straightforward, which was what I liked. And no, I don't believe so. No.
I actually, when we bought our house, we had ugly aluminum windows that I knew needed to be replaced. And of course, with that, my social media sent me all these replace your window ads. And I went to just a general company that sourced out window vendors and gave them my information. And I got 6 or 7 people hit me up to let me come out and quote. Optum was one of them, and I had appointments with 4 people set up. 3 of them came out. One of them was a big box company. Optum was the one who spent the most time with me. They provided a realistic quote that wasn't breaking the bank, but it was reasonable. But but their product, I love the finish of it and the quality. And he showed me, the heat that can transfer through it with the heat bulb, and just the overall how much of the window opening they used. Some of the other companies seem to enclose it a little more, put a little too much, of the seal in there. And Optum made it feel like it was more usage of our open space. They took out the old windows, they put in the new windows, and it kept all the daylight that I wanted. So I really like their product, and their the salesperson just spent quite a bit of time with us, and I enjoyed the whole process. I mean, from start to finish, he told us everything that we needed to know, how long it would take, about 8 to 10 weeks for the production, delivery, and install, and they kept me informed along the way. They good communication throughout the whole company. They were super nice about it, and it has a double lifetime warranty on it. Not that I'm gonna live, twice. I'm not a cat, but it would transfer to the new owner, I believe. So, but we're keeping this house for a while, and really like the color options they gave us. We could have went with bright white windows, but we went with a clay, which is more of a greenish gray, so it looks really nice with the desert landscaping. And I really like it. Yeah. Oh, they were professional. They were nice. They were actually, whistle while you work type of guys. They just came in and they cut away the old windows and made it a real nice opening, and cleaned up everything afterwards. They installed the new windows and put a really nice, you could tell they were sealed in, a bead of caulk all the way around it that matched everything, and it was very clean on our stucco exterior. That's hard to do, but everything's very looks like it was built around it, not the opposite. So the install was really nice. And then we had an additional window added after the fact, because we renovated the master bathroom after we did the initial part of the house. And I had to cut a rough opening there, and I was only 80% through and my battery ran out, and they showed up and they're like, "Oh, we'll finish that for you." So they finished cutting the rough opening for me. We had it all framed out on the inside, and installed it. They were in and out, and gosh, 15-20 minutes they had done it all. So yeah, they were just super nice and helpful, and got it done, and left me an extra, the open thing of caulk just in case, because sometimes with the weather, getting cooler and warmer here in Arizona, you might get a little crack in there. But they left what I needed just in case I needed to repair anything. I'm a DIYer, but these guys were definitely worth the cost to have them come in and do it. Absolutely. I mean, the windows are the heart. I mean, they bring the sunshine in. So you can't have, I think the heart of the house might be the kitchen, but there's windows in my kitchen bringing the sunlight in, and everywhere you go. They definitely added everything from the inside and out. You see the heart of the windows. I mean, I agree with that term. That is true. Yeah. Anything. No, this went seamless for me. This actually The timeline was right when I wanted it, and you guys are good with communication, and the windows are beautiful. So I mean, I got no complaints.
It's a funny story. I feel like the reason that you guys got into the door is because you gave me a call back. I had my to-do list of the different things that I wanted to repair in my home, and I know I was searching different places, but you stood out because you actually called me back. And so that's what got you guys in the door, was the call back to find out if I was going to move forward with things. Customer service, I'm very big on that. And from the moment you guys walked in the door, it was apparent that customer service mattered. And so a lot of the questions that were asked really helped that person learn what my needs were. And I felt that he was able to meet those needs based on what he heard me say. A lot of calls to make sure that I was okay with the process, scheduling the time, and then again, that was a different team that came to do the repairs, and it was apparent that customer service matters in this company. And so I really liked that the beginning of the job they explained everything. At the end of the job, they walked me through everything again to show me what it actually looked like. I think you excelled because from the callback to the team that did the repairs, the training was the same. Customer service mattered. My satisfaction mattered. And I felt like every person I spoke to, they wanted to make sure that my needs were met. And that matters when you're spending money. It really matters. No, I think you just need to continue to stay consistent with what you guys are currently doing, because it was very apparent that the customer was right, and or the customer, you put the customer first, and that was something that I always felt is going away. So I'm glad to see that it's still here.